What's up? Alex from LearnBeachVolleyFast.com here. I have earlier made some videos about using helpers to spike, to learn to spike. Basically helpers that hold a static ball so that you don't need to work with a set to hit it off. Well, today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to actually build this fishing pole sort of solution. I'll show you better. That's kind of what it looks like. And it's quite cheap to make, so I was just going to show how to do it. Just a quick note before we start. It's actually quite controversial to practice spiking technique with mechanism like this because some people think there's no point in doing it. I have made a long in-depth video where I discuss that way more in depth. Sort of how to do it if you're going to do it, why to do it if you're going to do it, how not to do it, what's the pitfalls, how to avoid them, etc. etc. If you're interested in that, there's going to be a link in the description below. But for now, let's just continue with this video and see how it's built. Okay, so let's start with all the things that we need first for this construction. Obviously you need a ball, some sort of volleyball, preferably maybe an older one or a ball that you don't really use in everyday use, because then you can just leave it in the construction. If you only own one ball, that's fine too. You can just reattach it and deattach it again. But it takes a little bit of work, so I would preferably use an old one if you have one. Second thing we need is one of these rubber bands that people usually use for warming up their shoulders, elastic bands. If you have one with the handles, that's cool. You don't necessarily have to have the handles. The one I'm using here in my actual construction is the rubber band is 1 meter 30 centimeters long, which is this many feet in inches. And then with the handles, it's 1 meter 60 centimeters long, which is that much in inches and feet. The trickiest part of is the actual fishing pole. This is probably the hardest one to get by. You would have to go to an actual construction store where you buy timber for construction sites and houses. This is a 2x2, 2 inches by 2 inches, 45 millimeters times 45 millimeters. Doesn't really matter. It just has to be, I guess, stable enough. You can have a bigger one if you want. You probably not too much smaller than this. So at least 2 inches by 2 inches. The length of this is 5 meters 40 centimeters. That's the longest ones we have easily available in the construction stores in Sweden. That's going to be that many feet in inches. So I would go for the longest that you can get. You're rarely going to have a problem that your stick is too long, but get the longest we can find in the store. Then we also might want to have 2 small straps. It becomes easier if you have straps, but if you don't, you anyway need athletic tape or some sort of other heavy-duty tape, but preferably maybe athletic tape because it's good to own as a beach volleyball player anyway. So if you don't necessarily have to have the straps if you have the tape that you need anyway. Okay, so as for the construction, it's very simple. We start with the ball and the rubber band. Basically, what I did was I took a rubber band and moved the handle away, like, let's see, like this. Just slid it up towards the other handle. And then that small little piece that I had left, I just taped into the ball. And this is where the athletic tape gets needed. You just make it attach. And yeah, if you want to save tape, you just do this once and never take it away. So then you have 2 handles like this. You just slide them up next to each other so that they're both in the top, and you have a hanging ball. Next step is you take this ball hanging in the rubber band and take it to the long wooden piece. And I just put the handles like this on either side and took one of the straps and basically strapped them together. Give me a second. So that's what that looks like finished. It's just the strap around, really. Very easy. And you can of course do this with tape if you want, but the straps save you some tape. And now the last part is you take your fishing pole and get it to the net, basically. Plant it on the other side as from where you want to hit from. Push it a little bit into the sand. See, don't do it like this. Bring your strap first time you go there, and put the fishing pole somewhere where it looks decently good, and strap it together. And again, this can also be done with tape if you don't have a strap, but strap is better. So that's basically it. Then you can play, of course, with actually quite small changes here. Back here changes quite a lot of the ball over there. So you can get it further from the net, you can get it closer to the net, higher, lower, whatnot. But yeah, that's basically it. Don't put it too high. You actually need one more thing to practice with this, which is a stick or a shovel or something else to untangle the ball from the pole after you have hit it. Because if you don't have that, it's quite annoying to use. And for those of you that are skeptical for using one of these or wonder why you would ever use it or are just curious, I would really highly suggest to check this video out because there I talk way more in depth about that. Cool, that's it. Subscribe to the channel, let me know how it goes in the comments below, and I'll see you later.